Hey, I'm Kev Kim. Welcome back to Automobilista 2, where once again we are around Silverstone, showing off another layout and with another car as well. So looking about, we've got the Formula Classic Gen3 Model 2 based on the early 90s F1 car. And you never guess which Silverstone layout we're going to be showing off today. As showing off the Model 1, we get around to national and international layouts, but we're showing off the historic 2001 layout with the McLaren. And again, we'll get back to the national and international, showing off historic Silverstone 75 when we get to the no chicane run as well. But we haven't shown off the 1991 layout. 3.24 miles long, 17 turns. This is when they start to make Silverstone extend it a bit and make it a bit more like it's a modern layout. So as you can see, we've got Maggots and Beckett's. We've got Stowe, we've got a bit of an incline in between as they head towards Vale and Club. We've still got the Abbey Kink. And then we've got Bridge. And now we've got Priory, Brooklands. And in Luffield there's two right-handers. And then we've got Woodcote as well. And then Copse as well. Copse being a bit still kind of resembling the 75 version rather than the 2001 version with, you know, this runoff on the exit and stuff. So we're doing what we usually do. We've got the 10 laps. We're going to start it a bit later. Time progression is going to go a bit quicker. Actually, no, we started a bit earlier, shall we? There we go at 1. And then we're not going to do it in the rain or thunderstorm. Or do we? Do we do it thunderstorm? Fog with rain? I don't know. I'll close my eyes. Let's see what we choose. I've only got overcast, okay. I'll stick with that. Actually, that's too close to the one we already had. Hang on. Hazy. What the hell is hazy? I'll stick with it. And then, again, we've got 19 opponents, 95%, 95% level, 2% aggression. And we've got 10 laps to try and get into the old school points in the top 6. So we are starting right at the back. 20 out of 20. It's not the best getaway. Welcome to the early 90s. Where we've got high curves everywhere. Look at them. Can't really ride them, can you? So let's go in front. Let's go into Maggots and Beckett's. And again, with the high curves, it's a bit of a different challenge. Bit wide as you go through Chapel. Hey, up to 18th. We like Maggots and Beckett's. And then into Stowe. Again with the high curbs. Very different. And with this little kink as well. Got to avoid that inside line, but now through Club. It's actually not as severe as the 2001 version, because it's still very wide here. Let's go for the Abbey King. Get very close into Bridge, and then a bit of a run to Priory. So 2001 version, don't quite have the runoff. And then into Brooklands. Let's try and make the outside move into Luffield. Luffield 1. And out of Luffield 2 through Woodcote, and that is a lap. 1991 Silverstone. Should not before we move down the inside into Stowe. Our potential is actually correct. They have made some hotfix updates have reset. So all of your car setups from before, chuck them out the window, because I've done a lot of work, especially to the diff and suspension for the Formula cars. So car understeers like a hell. Well, that 50, that 6th place looking out of reach, isn't it, down here in 15th? We're going to get it together. Especially we've seen good in this last section, a bit wide. So easy to do that in that first part. That first right-hander just to run wide. You don't quite have the space on the exit as well to really carry the speed. Definitely be quicker through cops though. But these are pretty fun cars to drive. Again, are they maybe a bit too grippy? I'd say so. Starting to see it's just the tyre model. And the madness engine seems to cause that. So go nicely through club. So weird taking Abby flat out like this. But the other way around, there's someone off. You see, never give up. Down to 133. As you saw, see my potential, 128 is what I've been doing in the old time trial. Even though the quickest times are like mid 124s with setup, so things like setups really do help. Well, I wish I had the fiddle brake through Maggots and Beckett's now and take it flat and just use that to steer the wheels. Overall, yeah, these cars are good fun to drive. It's definitely some understeer, especially at low speed to deal with, as you perhaps would expect from these cars. Like, they're starting to get there aero-wise. Actually, no, you'd expect the opposite, wouldn't you? It's a car that may be at low speeds. Okay, maybe a bit slightly useless because aero wasn't quite there. It's more mechanical grip. But yeah, they're starting to figure out aerodynamics now. In the early 90s, and of course with the electronics as well, especially. And that was the focus in the post-turbo era. It was no longer these extraordinary turbo engines. It was about active suspension, traction control, launch control, like. So electronics expanding from the early late 90s as well. It's a thing to focus on. Along with aerodynamics, now the sport was getting a bit more expensive now. So despite in the early 90s you had pre-qualifying, starting to see teams not survive that long now, those teams. And famous names like Brabham and Lotus start to disappear from the grid. Tyrrell would crawl to the late 90s, but was not quite the force that it was in the 70s. or even in the early 80s. And so yeah, it's starting to, the landscape where everyone's starting to change, along with the commercial side as well, with Bernie Eccleston taking that over. There's bloody old pal Max Motive becoming FI president as well in 93. It's all starting to change and become, you know, the modern F1 that we know now. But do you think that's a good idea or not? I've only lived in this era. I don't know. I don't know what it was like in the kind of early chaotic 80s or the 70s when they started to organise the drivers and the teams, and, you know, ground effects and most of the field having Cosworth engines in the back as well in the 70s. Ferrari was like an outlier for a bit. They're trying to catch up. They're not. Oh, that times are improving. They're just not improving enough. So yeah, it was one of those periods of changes in F1 like we're going to have in a couple of years, hopefully, with budget caps and different looking cars, hopefully a bit more of a level playing field in F1, which, let's say, could date its way all the way back to this period, having this uneven playing field as big as it was. Going from, say, in 82 having 4 or 5 teams battling for the title to just 2 or even just 1 team battling for the title like we have now with Mercedes. So we just had Williams for, we had McLaren, then Williams battling for it, oh my god, for a couple of seasons. Had Ferrari as well in 90 battling with McLaren, Crossfeed Senna. But then yeah, Williams took over in 92, 93. Before Benetton stood up illegally to battle Williams in the mid-90s. But then that was over and it was Williams again, and then Williams free with Ferrari in 97. And then McLaren v Ferrari, and Williams got back there in the early thousands. Even had Jordan battle for a title in 99 as well with Frentzen. But yeah, it's mostly now 2 or at most 3 teams battling for a title. Or no teams, just Mercedes. As it's been throughout the whole of this hybrid era. Apart from, what, 2015 and 2017 maybe with Ferrari, or 2018. They're the only team that's got close. Red Bull haven't. All the other teams are playing for the midfield for 4th spot. It seems like Ferrari decided to join them for this season and probably next season as well. So yeah, hopefully the sea change you saw in the F1 in the early 90s, we'll see that in a couple of years' time, and we might see a couple of teams battling for the title again. Yes, oh my god, got that corner wrong again. That's our quickest lap so far. That was horrible in the last sector. Let's head on to the penultimate lap here. I know, unfortunately, it's been a bit of a quiet race, but I hope you're enjoying seeing early 90s Silverstone. As they are gaining a bit, the fuel going down. Oh, it seems like the car's hit the sweet spot. Unfortunately, it's way too late in the race for us, really. We can maybe take up a couple of places. No, it doesn't look like we're going to be scoring some points today, unfortunately. So we'll go heading on to the final lap. No, so we might see a similar change with the FIA as well, because back then, as I said, Mosley took over in '93 from the Jean-Marie Balesque era, which is maybe note to have Fonny and not Fonny in equal measures. Same with the Mosley era, and then we've had the Tolt era as well, and John Tostapani not standing for another election, so that in a couple of years we're going to have a new FIA president, finally. After like 12 years. I mean, good to just see change in the FIA, like. So doing the dive. Nice to see what someone else other than Tolt will do. Stay up to 30. Unlucky for some. As we're sending it. Well, it really does feel like you have to balance the car. That low speed, accelerating out of corners. Sorry, Moshimoto. Can we pit them to the line? No! Damn it, not quite. So yeah, excited at that as well in the next couple of years. See what a new president can do. But I hope you enjoyed 1991 Silverstone. It's a more difficult version of Silverstone to get to grips with, I'm finding. So now we're making all the moves, so we can get that top 6 still. Like especially corners like this in Stowe, where you have to take it slightly differently. So yeah, we're taking everyone down. This is the way we can get into the lead. As I guess the Moshimoto's meant to be McLaren. There you go, into the lead. Oh, Ferrari. And yeah, it's just like here through Prime, we got a bit more of a run than I'm used to in the 2001 version. And yeah, they're tricky cars to drive. You see they're already trying to lose the rear end with spin up the wheels. It's so there might be, I don't know, there's more of a limit to these cars than say the V10, even V12 cars, which is good. And they're pretty fun. Even if I still think they're maybe a bit too grippy there. Or feel too grippy, they are pretty fun cars to drive, and I hope we can show off one I'm a bit better at them as well. As I'll show you that with me at warp out now. See them go a bit quicker. But yeah, I'll be definitely back with more Automobilista 2 in the future. Show off more Silverstone. There's still like 5 layouts we've got to show off, you know? And yeah, lots more in Automobilista 2 to show off as well. I wish I could do like a championship, but unfortunately it's still limited to just the stock car 20 cars. Like, so hopefully once like championship functionality is added, definitely show off a bit more of Automobilista 2 as well, and the competitive multiplayer, which is apparently coming near the end of the year. I believe anyway. I don't. They just got it on the old TBA list at the moment, but they've still got lots to do, lots of content to add as well to this. And look at this different pit lane as well. Bit tighter getting into it instead of just bundling through like you would in the 80s. But pitbox currently occupied. No, it's not. Now it is. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the race. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. I mean, we were close to winning. Oh, 6.8 back. That's not too bad.